Thursday, December 24th, 2025. It is Christmas Eve. I'll give it a few minutes for people to join. I understand it's a holiday, but figured I would try it anyway. And if nobody joins, we'll just end it early. Hey, Mike. Be honest with you, I didn't think anybody was going to join today, but I figured I'd give it a shot and see. Happy Christmas Eve. So, what are you looking to get from Santa there, Mike? I just ordered my Christmas present. Nice, that's always fun. I have something I'm going to give away. I didn't realize I already had them, so I don't need them. I'll be giving them away. If anybody has got a Glock 29 or a Glock 30, I have two Pierce grip extensions that I will be giving away. Does not add any additional rounds to the magazine, but it stops that floating pinky thing. uh, yeah, I have the Glock 20, and then I got the Glock 29, and I love that Glock 29, but it drives me insane when you get that floating pinky thing going on the bottom because the grip is so short. I know one of our regulars has got a 29. So I did order my Henry. Dennis, I actually do own a Canic. I have the uh, TP9 Elite. I like the Canic a lot. If you put it side by side with a Walther, it's very, very similar. Only thing I don't like about the Canic, and it goes for the Walther too, I don't like that the slide lifts off instead of slides off, but not a deal breaker. But yet, all those Turkish guns are very well made. So I did finally choose between the Marlin 357 lever action and the Henry, and I decided to go with the Henry Big Boy. So I did order that. This week's a short week because of Christmas, so I'm hoping it'll be in next weekend. Where am I from? We're from the state of Tennessee. Don't be confused with my accent. I used to live in the communist state of New Jersey, but we moved to the great state of Tennessee 7 years ago. Uh, Meg, that's a good question. Um, I don't think it's a matter of what's better, but I prefer the Enfield. They're both great guns. You can't go wrong with either of them. But I've handled the Enfield a little bit more, and I tend to like that better. Yeah, so I decided I was going to go with the Henry. I like the brass gate. Um, I did go with the uh, carbine version with the 16.5 inch barrel. I wish it would have had an 18-inch barrel, but it was 16.5 or 20. I think the 20 is just a little too bulky, so I went with the carbine. Um, but I look forward to getting that. Should have it next week. And I just always wanted it. And I can't even pronounce that. Hey, John, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Merry Christmas to you and yours. Santa did get me what I wanted. He got me my Henry Big Boy 357 Magnum lever action rifle. So I'm happy about that. And Harold, how you doing, brother? Welcome. Those of you that are new to the live stream, we do this live stream every uh, Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. And we do them on Saturday afternoon at 12 Eastern. If you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button. And Chevy, hello, how are you? And Chevy 5, welcome. I'm surprised that we have this many people on today, honestly. Um, it was kind of hit or miss. I didn't know if anybody was even going to bother joining, so I figured I would try it, and if nobody joined, we'd end it early, but we do have people here, so. All right, what's my favorite gun? That that's really tough, especially because I have so many. Um, I'll give you one of each. If I had to pick a revolver, it would be my Colt Python Combat Elite. And if I had to pick a semi-automatic, I would go with my Glock 20. And I do not know Hickok, even though he does live in the great state of Tennessee as well. Hey, Gundoggin, thanks for joining, buddy. And I'd like to give a shout out to Hunter. To answer your question, John, I'll be honest with you. Um, I follow Hickok. I follow Scooch. I don't really watch other gun channels regularly. Um, I do like to see what guns those guys get. I mean, obviously, those guys have very, very large channels and they have guns given to them. Um, I don't have that luxury. Whatever little revenue I do get, um, that is what I use to purchase firearms and accessories to review for you guys. And I see we do have quite a bit of liberals that coming out of mommy and daddy's basements now. I forget that they don't have jobs, so they sleep all day until mommy and daddy wakes them up. But thanks to our moderators, we do get rid of them. Giovanni, that first of all, best is kind of a strong statement. I don't think there really is any best, and Glock is certainly not the best anymore. They sold out. They dropped all their flagship guns and went to a V series. Now they're coming out with the Gen 6. And that's fine if you're a liberal gun owner. Liberals are allowed to own guns too. That's the great thing about America. And Swoofla, Army Vet, thank you for your service. Appreciate that. You guys that are new to this live stream, if you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, you're not kidding there, Mike. But fortunately, that means people are finding us because when the liberals wake up and walk out of their parents' basements, they could be doing a lot of other things and they choose to join my live stream. So that's a great question, Naruga. The best gun and the best handgun that fits you well with recoil I could handle and fire accurately. I gotta say, it's my Glock 20. For a 10 millimeter, that thing is probably the best shooting gun I have. Yep, I agree, Mike. So they went through all of this nonsense. I agree, John. You know what? A year ago, when we had 1,000 subscribers, nobody found us. Now that we're getting close to 8,000, and we did that all this year, people are finding our live streams. And unfortunately, besides the good people, we do get a lot of the liberals that live in mommy and daddy's basements. But the good thing about it is it means that when we go live, it's getting pushed out to enough people that people are finding it. But anyway, to get back to that, yes, I would say the Glock 20 fits my hand perfectly, and for 10 millimeter, it handles and controls very well. Yeah, that Browning is a great gun too. Definitely can't go wrong with a Browning. So happy Christmas Eve to you all, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to join our stream today. Hope Santa gets you guys everything you want for Christmas. I had a hell of a time trying to decide between that Henry and the Marlin. I did go with the Henry. It should be here next weekend. I look forward to trying that out. I don't think I could have gone wrong with either. So um, I don't think that I'll be um, disappointed. Yeah, the MP Shield Plus is a good gun as well. What's on the menu for Christmas dinner? That's a good question. I really don't know. Um, my wife was supposed to go to New Jersey, um, but unfortunately wound up getting sick and had to cancel her flight and didn't go. She's not feeling well, so I really don't know. So, what did you all ask for Santa? Besides Mike asking for his barrel. Hopefully, you guys get some cool stuff and some of the things you wanted so that you can discuss it on our next stream. We will be doing the stream this Saturday, like always. Ammo is always a good thing. Hey, Randall, brother, welcome. Merry Christmas to you, and thanks for that. Yeah, I feel bad for her because it's her grandbaby's first Christmas, and um, I'm, I just feel bad she had to miss it. But waiting in the handguard. Did you get a floating handguard or drop in? I'm just curious. When I built my ARs, I was going to get a floating handguard, but it's just way too much work. Yeah, the F-35 Lightning, that's a good thing to have. And don't worry, Mr. Joel Swart. I'm not divorced and I don't get shit either. So, to answer your question, John, about the magwells, unless you shoot competitively, they don't help a damn bit. The only thing they're really nice for is that if you shoot competitively, uh, you can load a magazine quicker. But for just everyday carry and personal defense, you're not going to notice a difference. If they help you, Kevin, that's good for you. I have a few grips that have flared magwells, and honestly, I just really don't notice that big of a difference. It's not like I struggle loading my magazines now, but I could see if you're a competitive shooter and a tenth of a second or a hundredth of a second matters, then yes, they would help. But I don't think for everyday shooting or everyday carry they make a damn bit of difference. But yeah, go on, James. Yeah, I agree. Anything that goes bang. Um, some of the really big channels like um, Hickok 45 are very fortunately they're big enough where they get guns given to them to review. I'm way too small for that, so I have to purchase mine, and I can only do that um, from the revenue that my channel generates. Um, so, John, I'm going to answer your question. Compensators or muzzle brakes work, or do they just look cool? Um, it depends on the caliber you're shooting. Um, I'll be honest with you. On my pistol, my Glock 20 10 millimeter shoots perfectly. I bought the Sig Sauer X10 comp, and I really thought that the compensator was going to reduce recoil. And surprisingly, I didn't notice any reduction in recoil with that. So um, I guess it's all relative. I mean, the muzzle brake definitely makes a difference on an AR. But compensators on pistols, especially people getting a 9 millimeter compensated, it's a damn 9 millimeter. I mean, it doesn't have recoil anyway. So, so they go through all of this nonsense with this big beautiful bill to remove the $200 tax stamp, and now you have the liberals trying to pass a bill to undo the $200 tax stamp. Now, to make it worse, you have two more liberals, Kim and that other scumbag Cory Booker. They are trying to pass a bill requiring people to have an FFL in order to buy, receive, or sell firearms. That's never going to pass because they're not going to get the 60 votes. But it just goes to show you that these damn liberals just never, ever stop attacking our Second Amendment rights. I appreciate that, John. And generally, you just woke up from your mommy and daddy's basement, I see. Hey, Regina. Welcome. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, too. And being it is Christmas Eve, really appreciate you guys joining the live stream tonight. I know there's a lot more important things you guys could have been doing. Savannah, Georgia. You're not that far from Tennessee. Yeah, you're right, Randall. I do got something coming. I finally made the decision. I'm sure you guys have been tired of hearing me talk about it, but I was uh, undecided between the Marlin and the Henry. I went with the Henry Big Boy. I did order that um, late last week, but because of the Christmas holiday and the New Year holiday, I'm hoping that it comes in for next weekend. But yes, I went with the Henry Big Boy 357 lever action rifle. I did get the carbine version though. I wish they would have had um, like an 18-inch barrel. It was only available with 16 and a half or 20. I figured the 20-inch barrel's a little bulky. Um, so I went with the 16 and a half. But I look forward to getting that. Yeah, that Henry is badass and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's got the the black walnut stock with the brass loading gate. I like the fact that you can uh, load your rounds from the side gate as well as the tubular magazine. Um, it's got the octagonal barrel. Um, it's really a absolutely gorgeous gun. I can't wait to get that and take it out in the backyard or to the range and try it out. And yes, I will be doing the review on that. If I can't get to the range, I'll just plink with it in the backyard. But yeah, I'm sure I am going to love it, Randall. Like I said, I don't think I could have gone wrong either way with the Henry or the Marlin. Um, and for me, I just went with the Henry because it just looks nicer. I like the brass loading gate. It's just a beautiful looking gun. And like I said, I will not be ever buying any more 9 millimeters. So anything I get now will either be a long gun, a revolver, or a 1911. I just have way too many 9 millimeters, and they're not even my favorite caliber. I just got a lot of them because they were cheaper and they're cheap to shoot. But uh, yeah, there's actually a few budget scopes I would recommend. I have believe it or not, I got a True Glow scope on one of my ARs, um, and CV Life makes some uh, budget ones. Um Randall, I don't know. It's called the Big Boy. That's all I can tell you. Yeah. So to answer your question, John, CV Life makes some good quality scopes. Um, Barska makes some good quality scopes that are budget friendly. You'll find, well, it's probably going to be different with scopes um, because of the magnification. But I found with red dots, um, you don't need to spend a lot of money on a good quality red dot. And yeah, that's yeah, budget is kind of ambiguous because everybody has a different budget. So uh, budget means something different to everyone. Yeah, CV Life is a good product for the money. I mean, for what it is, it's a good value. But like I found with the red dots, um, I have Zulisi optics on all of mine now, except my Hellcat Pro has got my Hollow Sun. And for the money, for a red dot, my Zulisi optics at $130 is as good as my Hollow Sun. So yeah, the Sig Buckmaster is a good scope too. Yeah, the Sig Romeo is good as well. And I agree, you don't need to put a $2,000 scope on any gun. I would say for me, budget would be $200 for a red dot. And there's a lot of good optics now for $200. Um, I'm I'm not a fan of the Vortex. When I got my Smith and Wesson FPC 9 millimeter, it came with a Vortex Crossfire, and I just really didn't like that. I mean, it was free, so I use it, but for the money, there's a lot of other optics out there. But I got to tell you, I've done reviews on them. You could check them out. Zulisy, Zulisy. Fantastic quality optics for around 130 to 150 bucks. Yeah, I mean, I guess the Crossfire, I can't complain because they give it away. And for a giveaway, it's okay, but um, I wouldn't have paid for it. That's good to know there, Kevin. And thank you, John. I appreciate that. And thank you for joining us. As always, thanks for the kind words and your support. And you and your family have a Merry Christmas as well. Yes, Barska can be garbage. Like I said, you gotta remember what it is you're buying, right? I mean, if you spend 40 or 50 bucks, you can't really expect a lot. And thank you there from Bangladesh. Hope you have a good Christmas Eve as well. I don't know what it is you celebrate in Bangladesh. It is 8:24 for a time check. We will end this at 9 o'clock. So if you do have any comments or any Second Amendment related topics you want to discuss, please put them in there. I agree with the Barris. They are good quality. When you look at the dots, other than like Trijicon, most of the red dots are made in China, including Halosun. So when people, you know, start bad mouthing like Siley or Zulissi saying they're made in China, so's the Halosun. But you know, the Zulissi and um the Siley, they're not 250 bucks. I mean, I like I said, I put my Zulissi optics up against any optic I've tried, and for the money, I'm very pleased with them, and they have a great warranty, and they seem to be very good quality. They hold zero, so now that we have more people on, um, like I said earlier, I have two Pierce grip extensions that will fit the base plate of a Glock 29 or a Glock 30. Um, it occurred to me I already had them, and I ordered two more, and I don't need them, so I will be giving them away to anyone that's got a Glock 29 or a Glock 30, and you want a Pierce grip extension. Doesn't add any additional rounds to the magazine, but it stops that floating pinky thing, which drives me insane. NDAWG2, go back to your mommy's basement. Ah, that sucks that you can't own a gun in your country. Hey, Dale, welcome back. Merry Christmas. Yeah, now we have, like I said, we have all the liberals that live in mommy and daddy's basements finding us, which means that we're doing better, and YouTube is pushing it out to other people, and people are finding us. So that's definitely a good thing. But I forget that those guys don't. They don't have jobs. They play Xbox all day, and they sit in their parents' basements eating Cheetos and their tidy whities, and then they wake up and decide to join a gun forum. So, Randall, thanks for stopping by. Um, have a Merry Christmas. Be safe. Um, Mark Evans, I'll answer that question. Would I own a Taurus? Yes. And I own two of them. I have the um, G3X, I'm sorry, G3C and the GX2. Um, Unfortunately, with Taurus, um, it's hit or miss with their quality. You either get a good one or a bad one. Um, I have been lucky, I guess, because I don't have issues with either of mine. Um, but there are horror stories out there, and I got to tell you that tourist customer service sucks, and lifetime warranty doesn't mean anything if you can't get through to them. And Gundogan, glad you can make it. Be safe out there. Ken Minay, which gun do I think would be best for a young man in Texas and Florida? Light, carry friendly gun. There's a lot of them. I would personally, for the money, it's kind of hard to beat the Ruger RXM. The Ruger RXM is probably the best 9mm you can buy for the money for $350. There's a lot of good guns that were made, Kevin. Not so much anymore. Yeah, the new Shield Plus is fine. I'm personally, I'll be honest with you, I'm really not a fan of Smith and Wesson pistols. Um, I like their revolvers, but to me, their triggers seem kind of gritty. And the P320s, I'm a huge fan. I love mine. Mine never shot anybody, and I never shot myself in the leg with mine. So, unfortunately, that SIG debate will probably go on forever now. But I would never tell anybody not to buy one. But I still think that for the money, for $350, that Ruger RXM is tough to beat. It's got a lot of nice features. The grip is fantastic. The grip is made by Magpul. Finally, after a year, they just released the full-size grip, which I just bought and replaced on mine. It's optic ready. It's got a tritium front night sight. SIGs are good again. SIGs have always been good. I didn't listen to that nonsense about the P320s. That would not stop me from buying one. Matter of fact, I have the SIG P320 in 9mm, 45 ACP, and 10mm. Taurus makes great revolvers, I gotta say. I've had Taurus revolvers for a long time, never had a failure. Their semi automatics, though, are hit or miss. Unfortunately, they're always going to have that bad reputation because they turned out a lot of crap in Brazil in the 80s, and they did make a lot of junk. Um, the PT series was discontinued because they were nothing but trouble. Uh, yes, I do think the P320s are safe. I carry my P320. Um, I've never had a issue with it. I trust it. Um, I still think that 99.9% of those instances are user errors. Um, I just I just don't buy the fact that guns just go off. I mean, unless you're Alec Baldwin, that just doesn't happen. Again, to all the people that are new to the stream today, thanks for joining us. Um, we do this live stream every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern and Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. So, yeah, Alec Baldwin is also a national moron. It is physically impossible for a single action revolver to just go off. So, yeah, like I said about the Taurus, they're hit or miss. Um, my G3C and my GX2 have been flawless. And I could also tell you hundreds of other people whose Tauruses are not good. Um, I would not call Alec Baldwin a patriot, but and still a moron as far as guns go. But yeah, see that. But that's my point. You see, with the G3C, I happen to be a lucky one, right? For every good one, though, there's thousands of bad ones, and I did have to use their support once. Um, yeah, thanks for asking that question, Mike. I just got two of them actually today um, that are going to just sit here and rot. So. Um, But I did get to do some work on my um, Glock 29 today. I replaced the cheap plastic Glock sights with fiber optics, which look really good. I put a Packmeyer grip on it. I installed the other two Pierce grip extensions. Springfield Kuna, yeah, that does look like a lot of fun. It's a little steep for me, but I did see that. Yes, I know that, Kevin. That's true. But what I'm saying about Alec Baldwin when he said that it just went off, it's physically impossible for a single action revolver to just go off. You have to manually pull the hammer back and then pull the trigger. And those are two separate deliberate actions. So to say it just went off, I ain't buying that. But again, like I said, with the Taurus for the money now, when you think about it, by the time you get the Toro version, um, you might as well just get the Ruger RXM. Yes, I am saying he's lying. Of course, he's lying. He didn't want to go to jail. Yeah, and you can't go wrong with Springfields. I have a bunch of them. I just bought the Springfield Emissary 1911. Yeah, that P226 is an awesome gun too. And actually, what's really nice is the new SIG GTO. Um, Probably going to be reviewing that in the next week or so. My buddy that's a gunsmith that I get a lot of my guns from, I think he'll be kind enough to let me review it. So look forward to seeing that. Yeah, for home defense, I have a Mossberg 500 Persuader. Um, I built a 300 Blackout with a 10.5 inch barrel, but um, that Mossberg Persuader is kind of hard to beat. And it's a great quality gun for the money. They've been making that 500 for ever now. Yeah, Slayer. Yes, my Mossberg 500 Persuader had a pistol grip. However, I took the pistol grip off of it and I put a collapsible, a 5 position collapsible stock on it. Um, the pistol grip is a little difficult to control. Um, I play around out in the yard with it, and you try shooting 3, 4, 5 rounds one after another with a pistol grip. It's very difficult to control. I use double O buck personally. That's again for ammo considerations. Everybody has their own choice. But yeah, I like the Mossberg shotguns. I wish I could afford a Benelli. How do I feel about self defense when they're running away? Um, well, if they're running away, then it's really not self defense anymore. So I don't know what you're really asking me. That's a good choice, Kevin. I like that Mossberg 930. Um, Gundog, and no, I have never used a Reddit adapter. Sorry. It's always worth putting a dot on, honestly. Um, I um, I have astigmatism, so I find green dots work better. And Mula World TV, I'm assuming that you're another liberal living in your mommy's basement. So, yes, I'm damn proud I voted for Trump. Yeah, I don't really use scopes often, Kevin. I'm really not a big rifle guy. Um, and I bought the Henry Big Boy lever action with a 16.5 inch barrel. I'm not going to uh, be shooting distance with it. And Francisco, hello to you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, that Mini 14 is a great gun. All right, Gundog, and Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you again for joining. I'm glad you're able to make it this time. And Justin, you can go back to your mommy's basement now. How do I feel about the future of guns in the U.S.? That's tough because not a day goes by that the damn liberals don't try taking our Second Amendment rights away. So who knows? I mean, we're only one election away from losing it all. You just never know. Um, Fortunately, we live in the great state of Tennessee here, but we don't take our gun-friendly state for granted. That could change in one election, so you just never know. That's why we have to constantly fight for our Second Amendment rights, and it never stops because they're under attack every day. I don't recall the Eagle carbine. Yeah, Kevin. With my stigmatism too, the red dots look like a jagged ball of yarn, but the green dots work perfectly. And what's my current everyday carry? That depends. Um, I carry a Hellcat Pro at work because it conceals very well. Um, I carry Glock 29. I mean, I carry all my guys at I carry all my guns at one time or another. So, and yes, Dr. Lou, you're entitled to your free speech. I don't need to agree with it, and you don't need to agree with mine. As long as we can be civil and respectful, I don't have a problem with difference of opinions. It just, unfortunately, a lot of the liberals, it's either their way or they have to fight with you. They don't believe that people can get along and still have different point of views. That's the great thing about this forum is that arguments are great as long as they're respectful. Um, Tyler's Creeper, there's no specific topic or agenda. This live stream is for you guys, and we discuss any um, Second Amendment or firearm related issues. And of course, I have family that isolates me. Oh, I would have never got rid of the Hellcat Pro, but the Coyote 43X, is that the 380 revolver from Charter Arms you talking about? The Hellcat Pro is one of my favorites. I love carrying that at work because it just conceals so well, nobody even knows it's there. Yeah, that could be a problem with the green dots, Kevin. Um, And, yeah, if you're shooting outdoors and there's a lot of grass, yeah, well, I'm glad that our channel has the most MAGA supporters. That's what I voted for. And, uh, it's also, we're like right now, felons can't own a firearm, but I really think they need to evaluate that on a case by case basis. I'm glad that they uh, pardoned Jelly Roll, because he's a perfect example of a felon that has turned his life around and did good. Um, but I think they need to evaluate the felons on a case by case basis. I mean, if you're a non-violent felon, I don't see why you shouldn't own a firearm. John, I'm sorry, I don't know what commercials you're referring to. Well, like I said, Jelly Roll um, gives back a lot to the community. Um, so the next interesting thing though is going to be the marijuana topic. Um, right now, it's still classified as a narcotic, so you still have to put it down on your ATF form. Yeah. Pepper rounds, no. I'm not a fan of that stuff. And you're right, that is a false sense of security. Well, yeah, pretty much all gun laws are unconstitutional. Matter of fact, it doesn't even say in the Second Amendment that a felon can't own a gun. It's the liberal states that keep coming up with their own interpretation, but I'm still not getting the fact that the Second Amendment doesn't apply to specific states. It applies to everyone in the entire country, but yet liberal states make up their own version of the Second Amendment. I don't understand why we can't get the federal Supreme Court justices to put an end to this one way or another. But yeah, I think that kinetic pepper spray is a false sense of security and it's probably going to get people killed. Patriot USA, thank you for your service, brother. We appreciate that. Yeah, not only that, Kevin, but I was reading an article yesterday where, in the big, beautiful bill, where they're effective January 1st, they're going to eliminate the $200 tax fee on suppressors. Well, the liberals now are trying to slam it through the courts to overturn that. So, yeah, Vermont is a good gun friendly state. We don't need a permit to carry in Tennessee either any longer. And we can open carry here. Um, Depending on where I am, I either open carry or conceal. Um, when I'm in unfamiliar areas, or if I'm in a shithole like Memphis, obviously I would conceal it, but I'm very comfortable open carrying out where we live in the rural areas. And Gregory, welcome. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. And Trump all the way, baby. This is what I voted for. Get rid of all those damn illegals. I'm just hoping that they actually start to protect our gun rights. I'm very disappointed in this Pam Bondi. I don't think she's a friend of gun owners. And Patriot USA, thank you for that. Appreciate it so much. I appreciate all of you guys. I really do. I mean, in January last year, we had 1,000 subscribers. We're almost at 8,000 now. And it's all because of you guys. And the channel is still growing. Um, we rely on our YouTube revenue, which isn't really a lot, to purchase our firearms and accessories because I'm a small channel, so I actually have to buy them. And it's from donations that you guys give us and membership subscriptions, etc., that allow us to do that. So thank you all again. Just like the new Henry that I bought, you guys helped pay for that, so thank you for that as well. Um, we make our revenue based on how many of our videos are being watched. So we have 800 videos out there. So if you really want to help support us, watch as many videos as you can, share them with your friends, like them, comment on them, because then they get pushed out to more and more people because it enhances the algorithm. I probably would not bring an airsoft gun into an airport. I appreciate that, Gregory. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps, and like I said, very grateful to you guys. This is why um, we do the live stream. It used to just be Saturday, and surprisingly, a lot of people asked me if we could do one midweek because everybody can't make Saturday. So we did that. Yeah, I agree with you, Patriot. And thank you, uh, Red Dive, for subscribing. We used to live in the communist state of New Jersey, and it was a great place to live growing up. And then it started with Governor Murphy, and basically Governor Murphy destroyed that state. And we left, and that's why we came to Tennessee. And New Jersey gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, these people got exactly what they voted for. This new governor, she's going to be worse than Governor Murphy. Yeah, uh, I didn't even catch the last name Murphy. I agree with you. Yeah, Murphy is just a horror show. But this woman that they just voted for, she can be even worse. But she's supposed to be a pilot. We5, you knew the guns, looking to purchase a good pistol. I used to always recommend the Glock because they're reliable, etc. I would now, instead of a Glock, I highly recommend the Ruger RXM. You can't beat it for the money. $350. I think it's the best made gun out there for that price. And Micah Bell, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, We will be ending this in 3 minutes. It does end at 9 o'clock. So for those who are new, we do this stream every Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern, and every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. Yeah, the Beretta 92s are nice guns, Kevin. I mean, they're a little heavy, but they are nice guns, but they are expensive. The reason I recommend the Ruger RXM is before people go out and buy a piece of crap Taurus. And the funny thing is, you buy the Taurus, but if you get the Toro version to add an optic, by the time you do that, you're up to $350. Might as well just get the Ruger RXM. It's already optic ready. It's got a fantastic grip module made by Magpul. Got a front tritium night sight. It's built on Glock Gen 3 technology, so there's a million aftermarket parts. So that's why I recommend that. I used to always recommend the Glock 19. I will never recommend the Glock anymore. And I'm not going to even answer that question, Reef Dive. All right, we got 1 minute left, guys. So I want to thank you all for joining. I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys get what you want from Santa Claus. We'll be doing this again Saturday. So, again, if you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. And we will be signing off now. Have a safe Christmas. Hope you guys get the guns and everything you need. Till next time.